Hi there, Carl Massy here, coach, strategist, author of a few books and counting. And welcome to this short video series where I'm going to take you through these 3 pieces. Now, I've obviously got the Life Masterclass coming up at the end of November, but I wanted to put this video together, or this video series together, for those of you that haven't had the experience of working with me, just to get a feel for whether you could be bothered listening to my voice for a whole weekend, whether you feel as I know what I'm talking about, whether I resonate with you, and whether the stuff that I share with you is practical. And that's what I want to do in this mini video series for you, is talk about some practical pieces of the success puzzle. And today I'm going to talk about the piece that, and these pieces aren't rocket science. Like when you start to see the flow that I'm going to talk through here, you'll be obvious, but it focuses our attention on a particular part of our life, and then it's what we do within that particular space. So the first piece of this puzzle is this thing about our past. And it's, what are we dragging along behind us as a dead weight, as XX baggage and that sort of thing. And for me, I've worked for about 13 plus years now, coached lots and lots of different people from all walks of life. And this is the singular biggest thing that holds them back from achieving things at the level that they could achieve, from having the life and life experience that they truly desire. Like, they have it in here at an intellectual level, but something stops them, something creates resistance, something creates obstacles, something creates them, instead of going down the known path, to go down this space over here. And what is it that causes this thing to happen? It's about what's playing in the subconscious part of our brain. What are these stories that we're playing here? And I talk about beliefs, and I've written a whole book on it, The Successful Mind, about beliefs, to understand how our beliefs and our belief systems can absolutely clash and cause us intellectually to say, this is where I want to go, but subconscious goes autopilot and takes us this direction. Have you ever had the experience where you're at a point here, let's call it point A, you want to go to point B, this is your desired goal in life, B, you start out on the course knowing clearly you want to go to B, and you end up in option C, you end up in space C, and you're like, I don't get why I'm here. I was clear about where I wanted to go. This is the thing, understanding our subconscious mind and understanding that whenever we're distracted by life, whenever we're not in the eternal present moment, when we're thinking about the future or the past, and we're caught up in those things, the subconscious part of our brain takes over. Now, if there's a belief at the conscious level that I want to go to B, but at the subconscious level, there's some sort of fear story created around B, which says I need to be over in C because C is safer. As soon as I'm distracted, my subconscious on autopilot is taking me in the direction of that. So that's one of the things for me that is the key saboteur of you having the life experience that you most desire. What is the program that's playing? Even a program as simple as, or a belief as simple as, you can't survive in this business, in this economy. So if you have a belief, you can't survive in this business, in this economy. If someone, just one person, proves the opposite of that isn't true, so if one person proves that you can be successful in this environment, in this economy, in this particular field, then the story you're telling yourself is just that. It's a story. It's not a fact. So much of our life is driven by these stories, these narratives that we tell ourselves, rather than the truth. And that's truth with a capital T. Truth with a capital T, for example, is if I step off this ledge and I'm heavier than air, regardless of how old I am and what I believe about anything else, regardless of what colour my skin is, regardless of my sexual persuasion, regardless of whether I like white ice cream or chocolate ice cream, vanilla ice cream, chocolate, irrelevant. It doesn't matter. None of that stuff matters. This is a universal law with a capital T, which says if I'm heavier than air, I'm going down. Gravity is taking me down. That's a universal law. The story that I can't succeed because I'm too young, or I can't succeed because I've never been involved in business before. I can't have a deep and meaningful relationship because of, in my past, I had some experience. Like, all of these stories we create as stories and they become self-fulfilling prophecies. So this is the biggest saboteur of our life us having the life experience we most desire. The stories we're playing in the back of our head. So part of the work I do is, one, get clear of those stories. And the second part is using some techniques, neuro-linguistics programming, NLP, hypnotherapy techniques, some of these techniques which we're going to do in the Life Masterclass to actually shift. First thing we need to do is bring it to the surface. So my first very practical tip and tool for you to take away from this, so that you, regardless of whether you join me for the Life Masterclass, you've got something out of listening to me talking here from my home studio in Bali. So here, ready, plugged in, get ready for this one. Wherever you have the most discomfort, disharmony, challenge in your life, if you pay attention to what that is, dive in, if it's relationship, if it's your health, if it's something professional, if it's whatever it is, pay attention to it and then take a small step back and ask yourself, what is the story that I'm telling myself which is causing me to have such disruption, disharmony, discomfort in this particular situation? Once you get that story to the surface, ask yourself, is that an absolute universal truth? Like, is it a fact? This story I'm telling myself, is it a fact or something that I've bought into because of past experience, which doesn't necessarily equal this present moment experience? So if you rise that awareness to the surface, so this is the first step of change, is becoming aware of the story you're telling yourself, which isn't necessarily serving you. And once you are aware of that, then you bring it to the forefront of your mind, the frontal lobes, to your consciousness, your conscious awareness. And then when that story comes up, you can actually challenge it. And that's the point, where this change occurs, and that's where a course correction. If you become aware of, it's this story I'm telling myself which isn't true, which has taken me down that path, which is different from the path I want to go because I want to go that way, then you can consciously bring yourself back around. Does that make sense? So this is the thing that I've found working with hundreds of people from all walks of life for 10 plus years, 13 plus years, whatever it is. This is the key thing I work on with my clients, and this is going to be one of the key things we work on in the Life Masterclass. What can we do to really disrupt that and start rewriting the program in the back of the mind? That's what we want to do, rewire the brain, fire and wire it in different ways. So if that sounds exciting for you, then join me for the Life Masterclass. Otherwise, I'll be coming to you in the not too distant future to talk about the second thing, and that is the idea of manifesting, and what most people leave out of this manifestation process, and why they don't and are unable to manifest those things in their life which consciously they say they most desire. So I look forward to sharing what I've learned about that with you in the next video. Have an absolutely fantastic day wherever you are on this beautiful, gorgeous planet of ours, and take care.